Okay, so we're diving into some pretty interesting stuff you sent over about
Yeah.
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got some stuff on her new movie coming out on Netflix,
hmm
Subservience,
Right.
and then also some buzz around her new poetry book.
Yes.
Pretty Boys Are Poisonous.
That's right.
So
Yeah, should be fun.
yeah, this is pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
I have to admit I'm pretty curious to kind of dig into all
Me
this.
too.
Um,
Seems like there's a lot to unpack.
yeah, so let's start with Subservience.
Okay.
I mean, just the basic premise sounds pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
It's she's playing like this AI bot
hmm
who's, supposed to be this perfect, domestic companion, but then,
Yeah.
things kind of go off the rails and she gets dangerously obsessed with her owner.
Yeah, it's like that classic sci-fi fear, like
Yep.
taken to the next level.
Totally.
But I think what makes Subservience really stand out is how it kind of digs deeper than that, It's not just like a robot uprising kind of thing.
Yeah.
You actually see Fox's character, like, she starts out, you know, programmed for obedience and care,
Right.
and then she starts to show these really manipulative behaviors.
Oh, wow.
It's actually pretty unsettling to watch because it's like,
Yeah.
in today's world, it's not that far off.
Right. Yeah. It makes you think about
Yeah.
all the stuff we're doing with AI now and like how much control we're giving up.
Totally. It's like, are we setting ourselves up for this kind of thing?
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because, speaking of control, it seems like Fox is really, taking control of her own narrative in a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned some of the reviews have been kind of mixed. I
Right.
know I saw that article in Source Name,
Yeah.
and they were
Yeah.
kind of critical of the pacing of the film or something.
Yeah, pacing wasn't great, but
But everyone seems to agree that her performance is really captivating.
oh yeah, she's amazing in it.
So what do you make of that?
Well, it seems like, maybe she chose this role specifically,
Mhm.
to push those boundaries and show off,
Yeah.
a different side of her acting.
A darker side.
Yeah, darker, more complex side. And with Netflix,
Right.
so many people are going to see this
A
film.
huge audience. Yeah.
So it could be a real turning point in her career, I think.
Yeah. It really makes you wonder, like, where does she want to go from here?
Yeah.
As an actress and as a, public figure.
That's that.
Would you watch this movie? Like, does it appeal to you at all?
I think so. Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah.
I find that whole, AI thing kind of fascinating and a little scary, to be honest.
Right.
So yeah, I think I would check it out for sure.
Yeah. Because it definitely raises some questions about our relationship with technology.
For sure.
Okay, but speaking of, these complex relationships and kind of these hidden vulnerabilities,
Yeah.
we should probably talk about Megan Fox's poetry collection too.
Yes, definitely.
Pretty Boys Are Poisonous. It's just that title.
Oh,
It's so provocative.
so
It
good.
definitely makes you curious, like, what is she going to reveal in here?
Right. And the title, I mean, it kind of sets the stage, It's like she's hinting at,
Yeah.
the potential for harm that can lurk beneath the surface of, those charming guys we all know.
The Pretty Boys.
They're pretty boys, exactly.
And she doesn't hold back, right? Like, she gets really personal in this book.
Oh, no, she's very open.
I was reading that article in Source Name.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were talking about some of the poems about her relationship with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yes.
And there's some really raw and honest pieces in there about their struggles.
Yeah, it's intense.
And even a poem about a miscarriage they went through.
Yeah, and that's what's resonating with people you know.
Yeah.
That rawness, that willingness to be vulnerable.
Wow.
Because those are experiences that we don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
And by sharing her own story, she's giving others permission to feel seen.
To feel less alone.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're interested in listeners' interest related to topic.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of the poems they highlighted in Source Name, like, particularly stand out to you?
Well, I mean, they were all pretty powerful, but
Yeah.
I think what's really fascinating is how she's using film and poetry
Yeah.
to explore these similar themes, It's like,
It's like two sides of the same coin almost.
yeah, and it speaks to, who she is as a person,
Yeah.
She's multifaceted, she wants to express herself authentically,
Right.
and she's not afraid to challenge expectations.
So I guess as we wrap up this deep dive on Megan Fox,
Yeah.
it seems like we're seeing her in a whole new light, not just as an actress or a poet,
Right.
but as someone who's really using her platform
Yeah.
to engage with these complex issues
Exactly.
and share her own story, even when it's difficult.
And it makes you wonder, right? How does this dual approach
Yeah.
challenge the way we see celebrities? Is this the future?
Are we going to see more and more of this?
Yeah. Is this how stars are going to connect with their fans moving forward? Something to think about.
A lot to think about, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for diving in with me.
further.
This has been really fascinating.
Yeah, it has.
All right, well, we'll catch you all next time.
It's another
Have a deep dive.
Bye.